Hello everyone and welcome back to my B&B Everyday YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ridge Forrester to issue and claim to Carter Walton. This claim will beget torture for both Brooke Logan and Hope Logan. Meanwhile, Steffy Forrester Finnegan senses the depth of Daphne Rose's passions for Carter. Daphne to have another converse with Steffy. Theco CEO will presumably give an update about what happened at the meeting with Hope and Carter and Hope. When Carter is brought up, Steffy eventually realizes that Daphne doesn't just have a crush, but real passions for the man. When Steffy realizes that her friend has deep romantic passions for Carter, that will make effects messy. For one thing, Carter has no idea that Steffy planted Daphne with the intention of getting Carter down from Hope. So since that's technically happened, if Carter learns the verity, he could question her passions. The nearer that Daphne and Carter get, the further damage the secret will beget when it comes out. Carter has a decision to make. Steffy formerly gave her an claim, which Ridge will echo. Since they believe that Hope brainwashed Carter, they can't risk him having any association with her. This goes beyond Forrester Creations. Carter probably has to leave Hope if he wants to come back. While Carter is trying to figure out his decision, Hope will be frantic. Hope is formally soliciting him not to let the Forresters divide them. Still, Carter's guilt was way too important. Carter might try to negotiate or indeed endorse for Hope formally again, but those claims will go unheard. So what's Carter going to decide? Over at Il Giardino, suckers could also see further of Luna Nozawa in a daily exercise clip. Luna sits with Will Spencer at the eatery. When Luna tells Will she wants to repay the Spencer family for their kindness, there's a weird smile on her face. Is Will really falling for Luna's con just as Bill Spencer did? How do Sheila Carter Sharp and Deacon Sharp factor into all of this? The bold and the beautiful spoilers say it looks like someone then's eventually taking matters into her own hands. Of course, we're talking about Hope Logan, as it appears as though she might eventually start her own company after her Forrester Creations preemption fell flat. While she might not have the plutocrat or the coffers to do it on her own, there's a veritably good chance that someone like Bill Spencer might help her out in that department. Sure, he might have been one of her first bullies on the show, but he despises the Forresters enough that he'd be willing to help her out. Plus, Hope's contract with FC is going to run out soon. Not only that, but she could also use this as an occasion to prove her worth to everyone. Making her line more successful without the help of Forrester Creations would be the stylish vengeance for her. It goes without saying that the internet clearly did have a lot to say about the matter. Some have indeed reflected with Hope requirements to get her own business and get down from Forrester Creations. I couldn't imagine returning to that plant indeed with a pledge to keep Hope for the unborn handling. Hope is blessed to get down from the Forresters. Another addict wrote, Hope just needs to go to because she's gonna have no future when her contract is over. I'm sick of Steffy and Hope having a go at each other. And also there was this comment as well, what about a Hope/Bill pairing? I know it's kind of harsh, but at least they aren't related by blood or indeed marriage presently. Perhaps it would give back some of Bill's personality. What an explosive week for the bold and the beautiful. The word is eventually out that John Finnegan is Luna Nozawa's natural father. He'd a fling with his consanguineous aunt, Poppy Nozawa, and she prevaricated about Luna's maternity. Finn now knows the verity because he took 2 DNA tests himself to be sure, clearly not because Poppy would ever tell him the verity. Finn went to the captivity where Luna was supposed to be doing time for 2 murders, only to find that she wasn't there. She's still in the captivity system but on house arrest and living with Bill Spencer. Finn knocked on Bill's door and set up himself face to face with his son. Finn told Luna the verity, and after reality set in, she now believes that she has hit the jackpot. He's kind and compassionate, and she hopes that he's fluently manipulated. Luna seems to be under the print that her whole life is about to change because she has stopgap for her future. That isn't inescapably realistic because Luna's last crime before being restrained was to abduct Finn's woman, Steffy Forrester, who was intended to be her third victim. Luna has apologized to Finn for torturing his woman. But that isn't inescapably going to be enough to fix effects. She couldn't stay to tell Bill that she broke his one rule by letting Finn know that she was there because she was so agitated to know who her father really was. But Luna broke his rule, and now Bill is hanging to shoot her back to captivity. It's still not clear why she's indeed on house arrest on Bill's estate, but he surely didn't want anyone chancing out. Finn has told Steffy absolutely everything, including the fact that Luna isn't in jail, and she wants him to cut ties. Finn has formerly made it clear that he can't abandon Luna now. He feels shamefaced for not being there to guide her for the first 20 times of her life, and he just can't walk down now. He says that Steffy comes first, but he can't do what she needs him to do, so effects aren't looking great for their marriage. Steffy said that she was going to stand by Finn, but her running from him is starting to look much more likely. And what about Luna? Indeed, if Bill decides to keep her on his estate, will Finn want that? Isn't it realistic that Finn may rather want his son on house arrest with him, especially if Steffy decides to leave him? Lee losing her mind after Finn broke shocking news. Lee Finnegan can't believe he forgave her family and allowed he back into her life. Poppy Nozawa really did prey on Lee's family all those times agone. But, rather of sleeping with Jack Finnegan, she had coitus with John Finn Finnegan when he was only 18 times old. Poppy allowed. That Jack was Luna Nozawa's father all these times, but now she knows it was her own son. Poppy wouldn't know what hit her when Lee gets through with her. Poppy does her stylish to defend herself, but she also needs to realize who she's dealing with. Nothing messes with Lee or her son, or there's hell to pay. Sheila Carter has learned that the hard way, and now so will Poppy. Lee unleashes on her family like no way ahead, and indeed gets physical with her. Lee would kill Poppy if she could get down with it, and is still tempted to do it anyway and let the chips fall where they may. At least Poppy has a new friend. Sheila has taken quite a relish to Poppy and indeed feels bad for her. She knows what it's like to be separated from one's child. Deacon Sharp wants to understand his woman's newfound seductiveness with Poppy, but feels that they may be entering dangerous home. He fears that Sheila is getting too hung up with Finn again, which can only lead to trouble. But imagine when Sheila learns that she has another grandchild who's also a periodical killer who just wants acceptance, and has a reason for every crime he ever committed. It'll be like a chip off the old block. How will Deacon ever handle two Sheilas in his life when one is hard enough? How will Sheila handle Poppy knowing that her precious baby boy was taken advantage of? Oh, the possibilities. Hope Logan got the shock of her life on the Bold and the Beautiful when Carter Walton didn't shoot Daphne Rose quilting. The French perfumer created 2 hand scents for Forrester Creations, and along the way, began to catch passions for Carter. Daphne was firstly brought in by Steffy Forrester to drive a wedge between Carter and Hope while creating a great scent. She snappily realized that she couldn't play Carter, and more importantly, Daphne didn't want to. For the last 6 months, Carter and Hope have been in a relationship, but the chemistry sizzled snappily. They were left as business mates who stole Forrester Creations during an achievement. They declare their commitment to one another frequently, but lately, Carter has begun to look at Hope else. He's technically the head of Forrester, but she has come drunk with power by deputy. Daphne and Carter have talked a lot, and she sees his internal struggle. Sure, it was his idea to steal the company, but it has come at a huge price. He lost his stylish friend and the family that considered him one of them. He has also lost his tone respect and is having a hard time living with all of that. Daphne sees all of this and has addressed it, while Hope has either minimized it or told Carter how he should be feeling. Carter has suggested to Hope that they should give the company back, and she lost her mind just at the study of doing such a thing. Indeed, if Carter does love Hope, he clearly isn't feeling supported by her in the same way that he's by Daphne. Carter and Daphne participated a brief kiss that Hope just so happened to see, and she jumped into action. First, she talked to Carter to see if he'd admit that it happened on his own, and when he did, he tried to condemn Daphne despite kissing her back. Hope also took end at Daphne and was thrilled to find out that she was getting ready to leave for Paris. Before leaving, Daphne didn't hash words and indicted Hope of using Carter, and not really minding about what the preemption has done to him. Carter came into the design office and intruded their fight. Hope informed him that it was time for Daphne to leave, and she pushed him to tell Daphne to return to Paris. Rather, Carter tells Daphne that she needs to stay. They've just launched the scent line, and it would be ridiculous for her to leave now. Hope was stunned when Carter did the contrary of what she was averring, and after they dissented in front of Daphne, Hope stormed out. Carter followed her, and it's about to get really unattractive for them because the only thing really relating them is work. Now that they aren't agreeing on important details, all hell is sure to break loose. Daphne said absolutely nothing as they argued. What do you suppose her coming move will be? Will she take serious end at Carter or just sit back and watch the drama that Hope is about to produce? How much longer do you give Carter and Hope as a couple?